juice. Citral. Lots of 10 and 5. Back. Brewing today. Obviously. Probably got plenty in there, but while I'm bagging them hops up, I don't want to run out whilst I'm sparging. What I do with this is while I was Vorloffing, getting my first run-ins out of my mash to clear up and set the mash bed, grain bed, I calibrate with a little timer on my phone. I want to mash about, it's a 5-gallon batch, so 45 minutes should be plenty of time. So what I end up doing is while that's going, I calibrate. You see right there. See how I got my hose run over and it's just sticking right there on the, hope you can see that, sticking on the stem of the thermometer, and that way it's just a nice easy flow right up against the wall, no splashing. I don't know what, if there's any truth to the hot side aeration or not, but some say there is, others say there isn't, so I guess I err on the side of caution most of the time. What I was thinking is I've tried to use these bags in the past, these old grain bags or whatever they are, but what I've done in the past is I have cut them too short so there was no room for the bag, for the hops in the bag to swell up and do their thing. So what I thought I'd do this time is pour the hops in, tie a knot where I want it, to give it room to grow, expand, and utilize and all that jazz. Where it belongs. Tie a knot off in this bag. I think I'll just go with this small addition here just to be on the safe side. So now that one's ready. Say this is just the first time I'm going to try it, so, and also a new recipe. I've been measuring everything, water real close and all that. Gotten away from doing all that because you get so used to you know, you need X amount of gallons of strike water and all that. And normally if I need 4.5 gallons of strike water, I'll just add a whole 5-gallon batch of bottled water. There you go. So this time I measured. I've calibrated my measuring stick for my pots while I'm waiting to get my new 20-liter Brewmeister from Spiedel. That'll be enough room to grow, don't you think? We'll see. That's leaf hops. What I'm waiting on is, others say, they're talking about on Homebrew Talk that the price of stainless is getting ready to go up. So obviously the price of the unit's going to go up. I'm hoping not. But if it does, it does. If it goes up too much, I'll just stay old school for a while then. But I'm just kind of hoping that they'll make some changes, maybe like the downspout. They don't have a downspout in the unit right now, and we've all had to fashion, you know, make an elbow, which is no big deal, but I would think for the price of that unit, it'd be nice to have a threaded port right there. If anybody's listening from over there, maybe I'll put a tag to the Brewmeister in here. Didn't plan on talking about this, but anyway, they could make a nice stainless elbow that was also removable, you know, that would go in and thread into the port, where the port is right now for the beer to come out. Ooh, he's king of the grill. At any rate, what I was saying was make a nice, you know, an elbow. I don't know what you call it. I'm horrible with plumbing terms and technical terms about electrical elements and all that. But anyway, where the port is, make that a threaded port, threaded on the inside anyway. Have a coupling or whatever that would screw on there with a ferrule, I guess, or however it would work, a flange, I guess, on the inside of that, and a stainless elbow that just dropped right down in there. Screw that on, and, you know, just need to be finger tight or whatever, and then when you're done, you unscrew that and you can clean it all out real good from time to time or whatever. So that's what I was kind of waiting on anyway. See if they'll do something like that. I don't know what other improvements they may need. Maybe some things with the pumps or filters to keep stuff out of the pumps. I don't know if you could put any filters on the bottom of the, just thinking out loud, on the bottom of the unit, you know, over the holes, but I think those would clog up and that would create a problem. So the pumps are pretty good though, actually. I mean, you can run, I've actually run some leaf hops through there that have gotten through there and they didn't clog. The pellets, you know, you get a noise every now and again if a piece of grain or something gets caught in there. You know, it's real easy to take apart. You flip it upside down, take the pump apart and flush it out with water. You know, you can brew on a day like this. I'm doing propane. So you see outside out there, I got my propane tank and everything set up. I'll move that pot and the one that's catching the wort right now will go on top of that. You know, so you can't have your propane. You can't have your propane inside here going. I guess you could if it starts raining. I pull it under the ledge right there sometimes. But if it's summertime in here, which right now it's December the 11th, December 11th, and it's you know, I don't know, it's probably 65 degrees right now, little teeny bit humid. But in the summertime, when it's 95 or so outside, it'll get hot in this garage if you try to run that burner up under that ledge like that. But the nice thing about the Brewmeister unit is, you know, it's electric. Just put it in here and it does all its thing. But the thing back to the pumps, I was thinking maybe they could do something with the pumps, make them a little stronger or something, or, you know, maybe, I don't know if we're creating the problem on Homebrew Talk with getting the stuck grain beds where it, you know, it's getting that volcano effect. I guess Some of them are talking about using rice hulls. I don't use a lot of wheat when I brew my beers, so but I did have that one time, and I think that was my crush. So I'm playing with my crush right now on this one. I got a little loosened up. See how it comes out. I'm hoping I can. I'd like to play around and get about 80%. If I can get 80% efficiency or better, so I'll say my minimum at 80, but I can be consistent with that with my crush and making my beers, and I'll be happy with that. You know, my thing is I'm getting playing around with it. I'm getting 70, you know, 2 one time, and I'm 92 another time, and 88, and 85, and 83, and I didn't really care about that in the past. I used to shoot for the highest efficiency, you know, try to get the high efficiency, but you know, in order to be consistent with my beers, if I make a good beer and I want to duplicate that beer to be duplicatable without having a you know, a computerized system, then you know, you need to get those things down. They need to be consistent, like I said, so that way I can make a you know, a beer the same over and over and over again, or close to it. I know there's different variables with temperature and all that stuff. So anyway, just thinking out loud. This is real easy, by the way. All I do is fashion a piece of tin foil, poke some holes in it, star across the way in the middle, pour this in. I can pour it in full blast. It doesn't disturb the grain bed. It runs out the edges and then drips down through the holes, so I get a good uniform sparge. It's easy. It's simple. It's simple. Maybe I'll try to do a beer review later too. It's already getting stretched out.